So welcome this morning. We're going to start lying down today. I'll just stay seated for a moment, just in case anyone joins us a little bit later. So when you're ready, just come to lie yourself down, whatever position feels comfortable this morning. And if you do want to give your knees a little bit of a squeeze and hug them in towards your chest, let me just check everyone's on mute there, so we don't have any background noise there. There we go. So just when you're ready to start, lying down on your mat, giving your knees a bit of a squeeze. You might want to move a little bit, maybe a rock side to side. And then just settle the body into a really comfortable position, whatever feels right for you, either with the legs outstretched or just with your feet on the floor, knees pointing up towards the ceiling, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. So almost let the body tell you where it needs to be. And you might want the arms just resting lightly down by your side or on your belly, on your chest. Again, just let the body kind of decide for you what feels most comfortable. Closing the eyes, let's take a moment to arrive at our practice. And just like that poor Swedish ambassador stuck in North Korea, finding solace through his yoga. Let's do exactly the same this morning. So whatever is going on around us, whatever busyness, whatever stress, we can kind of try to put that to one side for the next hour. Never feeling guilty that you're carving out this bit of time for yourself in the week. Really important, particularly at the moment, that we nourish ourselves so we can continue to support those around us. So as you begin to allow the breath just to settle, as the body begins to settle, allowing the breath to become really easy and satisfying, whatever rhythm works for you today. But see if you can begin, when you feel comfortable to do so, to really bring that breath down into your lower belly, so it's not just sitting in your chest. And that helps send those messages to the brain and the body that we can begin to relax, we can begin to soften, to let go. And it's really good for our lung elasticity as well to practice deep breathing, even if it is only for a few minutes. Just as we exercise and stretch other muscles, other parts of the body, really good, particularly at the moment when we've become rather breath obsessed, to really use the lungs to a fuller capacity than most of us do during the day. So the breath is smooth and deep, allowing that sense of just ease and relaxation. Just beginning to sweep all the way up from the tips of your toes, all the way up to the top of your head, releasing, letting go. There's nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to be worrying about for the next hour. So if you're just joining us, we're just lying ourselves down. And then just bringing one hand to rest on your belly, one hand to rest on your chest, if you've not already done so. Let's take 4 or 5 deeper breaths now. So beginning to bring some more breath into the body. You might bring a little bit of sound into that breath, so sighing the breath out, letting go, releasing that exhalation as you receive that inhalation. So just a few breaths there, a little bit more kind of conscious control of the breath before we begin to match that with some gentle movement, beginning to warm the body up, ready for our practice this morning, our fluid flow. Let's take one more of those breaths, breathing into the hands, belly and the chest rising as you inhale. And falling back to center as you exhale. And just allow the breath to settle back into that steady rhythm as you release the hands alongside you with the palms up towards the ceiling, wiggling the fingers, beginning to introduce some movement this morning. Maybe open and close the hands a few times, little fists as the fingers squeeze into the palm, and then a nice wide open hand, stretching out through the fingers. And then keeping the hands open, just circle the wrists a few times each way, keeping the fingers moving, keeping the wrists going. Really nice again, just to loosen off our hands and our joints if we're spending a lot of time online at the moment. And let's bring the arms down alongside you, palms down. Bring your heels in towards your bottom. If you had your legs outstretched, you can walk your feet wide apart and lock your knees together for the moment. We're just going to work with the arms. So we're going to take 5 nice deep breaths here, moving the arms as we do so. So when you're ready to inhale, lift the arms all the way up and back. The back of your hands might even touch the floor behind you. And then when the exhale begins, we bring the arms smoothly back down, palms to the floor. So 4 more like that at your pace, not worrying if you're moving faster or slower. Keeping the fingers spread so the palms are open, the hands are energized there. Like a little starfish. Smooth inhale. Back of the hands might touch the floor. Remember, you can always widen your arms into a gentle V shape if that's more comfortable. Kind of lost count, but I think this might be the last 1 or 2. Talking too much. So when you've finished your 5, we'll bring the arms down alongside you. So if you're on your 4th one, do 1 more, and then we'll all end and arrive the arms down alongside you. Turning your palms up towards the ceiling now. Just scoop the arms a little bit further away from the body. A little bit lower than shoulder height, if that feels comfortable. Walking the feet towards the outside edges of your mat. So let's come into a wide leg twist. So smooth movements throughout the practice today. Let's take an inhale with the knees to center. And as you exhale, let's begin to rock the knees to the right. And keeping with that movement now, inhaling, knees come back to center. And exhaling, we take that little tip over to the left. So see if you can relax, as you continue to move from side to side, relax that underneath buttock. So as the knees drop to the right, making sure you're not clenching that right buttock. So you can really allow that twist to move up the spine. And you might want to bring the arms up a little higher. They might be shoulder height. You might even want to bring them above your head, resting one hand on top of the other. You might start to turn the head in the opposite direction to your knees, whilst gently pressing the knees or that top hip in the same direction as the knees, a little scooch of the hips forwards. So you're beginning just to introduce a little bit more movement and mobility in the back body. If that's not for you, then keep the arms down alongside you, closer to the body, and make the movement a little bit smaller. Let's do a couple more. Oh, that feels nice this morning. I really like that little kind of push of my hips in the same direction as my knees. It really gets into my hips. So I'm going to do 1 more over to the right, maybe turning head to left. And then once more, knees over to the left. And the next time you come back to center from the left, let's bring the arms down alongside you. Walk your feet back so they're hip width apart, bringing your heels a little closer in towards your bottom. And we'll scoop the right knee in towards the chest there. So you might want to just settle your lower back, making sure that your back feels comfortable, drawing the shoulder blades down away from the ears and making sure the neck is long. And then right hand stays on the knee, left hand might be alongside you or just on the left hip. As you inhale, open the right knee out to the right. And as you exhale, bring it back to your chest. So just a few more times like this, inhaling, the knee opens, a little bit of movement in the hip. And exhale, you bring that knee back to center. Let's do that twice more, trying to keep nice and stable across your lower back so you're not rolling from side to side. Last one. Opening the knee, might be a big movement, might be a little smaller depending on the hip. And when your knee comes back to center this next time, we'll interlace the hands around the back of the leg, not underneath the knee, just on the meaty part of your thigh. And as you extend the leg up towards the ceiling, you might keep a little softness in the knee there. Making sure again the neck is long and the chin drawn down towards the chest. As you inhale, bend that right knee, heel comes to bottom. And as you exhale, we straighten the leg up towards the ceiling. Lovely, keep a little softness. So inhale, bend the knee. And exhale, pushing the heel up towards the ceiling, open that through the back of the leg. Couple more times. So just make sure you're not holding on around the back of the knee, around the tendons there, that you're holding right in the middle of that fleshy part of the thigh. Last time, all the way up. And then relax all the way down. So we're going to extend the leg up towards the ceiling now, flexing the foot, so drawing the toes towards your face. And slide your hands a little higher up the leg as you lift your head and your shoulders, bringing your nose towards your knee. If this is too much today, then keep your head on the floor. And you might want to extend, if you move back a little bit, that left leg out, lifting the heel just off the floor. Now you can stay there, you can come back to just hugging both knees, rest your head on the floor, or change legs with me 10 times. So swap the legs, lowering the right leg, catching the left, and then change. 8 and 7. Keep lifting up through the chest. 6. Woo! 5. This is fun. 4. It's speeding up, guys. 3. 2. And 1. Lovely. Let's bring both knees in towards the chest. Hook the ankles, lowering the head, and just have a little circle through the knees. That was fun, wasn't it? That'll wake the core up. And then taking that little circle around the opposite way, and we'll do all of that with the left leg. So bring the right foot down to the floor, heel to bottom, heel quite close towards your bottom. And we'll just scoop the left knee in. Again, softening the face, lengthening the neck. And just using the left hand on the left knee. As you inhale, let's open that knee out to the left, making sure that right knee doesn't move. And then come back to center. So a few more. Opening the knee as you inhale. And then drawing it back to center as you exhale. One side might feel a little stiffer this morning, so the movement might be a bit smaller on one side than the other. Last one. Like a little butterfly, opening a wing. Come back to center. And then we'll hold behind the leg. So again, avoid the knee joint. Just bring the hands around that fleshy part of your thigh. Extending the leg up towards the ceiling. Let's see how that feels today. So you might want to have a little bend in the knee. And then when you're ready to inhale, bend the knee, bring the heel down towards the bottom. And as you exhale, the leg extends up towards the ceiling. So inhaling, drop the heel. And exhaling, push the sole of the foot to the sky. Lovely, twice more. So you might want to keep a little bend in the knee, even when you're taking the leg up towards the ceiling. Please don't feel the leg needs to be straight. Lovely. So now let's all extend that leg up towards the ceiling, pausing there, toes towards the face. You can stay there and just explore, stretching out through the back of the leg, or slide the hands, again, avoiding the knee joint as you come up the leg, lifting your head and your shoulders off the floor, maybe extending the right leg, and flex both feet now so the toes are pulled towards you. Lovely. You can stay there or do that little change with me. So 10, right leg comes in. 9, 8, keep lifting up through the chest. 7, 6, woo, 5, 4, lovely. 3, 2, last one. Oh, bring the head down, knees to chest, lovely. Hook one ankle over the other, and again, have a little circle or rock. Oh, that's woken up our core, hasn't it? And as we've woken up the core, let's come into a deeper twist now. So unhooking your ankles, keeping your knees in towards your chest, unless there are any real back issues going on today, in which case just bring your feet down to the floor and work from your twist with your legs in that position. If you're with me, knees to chest, arms extended out level with the shoulders. Lovely. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, tip the knees to the right, maybe just coming halfway down. Use that inhale to draw the knees back to center. And exhale, tip them over to the left. So you're keeping the knees quite close towards your chest here. Again, working with the breath. If that's too much, then feel free to bring your feet down to the floor. The head might turn away from the knees as we did before. Now, if you want to add on to this, as you come back to center, pause and just lift your heels away from your bottom. So your knees are above your hips and your shins are parallel to the floor. Lovely. And then as you resume that little twist, we keep the angle of the knees the same, but we've added more weight with those legs. So if it's too much, just rebend the knees and bring the heels to the bottom. So we rock from side to side. Lovely, just trying to keep the knees more or less above the hips and the ankles in line with the knees. Let's do one more over to the right. Need to use a little bit more core strength to keep that stability through the upper back. When you come back to center from the left, this next time we'll pause, give your knees a little squeeze, and then bring your nose towards your knees, coming into a tight, tight little ball, stretching out through the top of the neck and through the lower back. Lovely, and then lowering the head. Just catching hold behind your knees, you can hook your ankles. We're going to come up to seated, so you can have a little roll a few times along the length of the spine. Woo, until you come and join me in a comfortable seated position. I'm going to stretch my legs out nice and long as we're coming into a forward fold. So a little softness in the knees, sitting right on top of the sit bones. As you inhale, let's sweep the arms up nice and tall. And as you exhale, reach forwards as you lower the body down over the legs. Slide the hands back up the legs as you sit yourself up nice and tall. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling all the way down. Lovely. We're going to do that 3 more times. So walking the hands up the legs and then rising up through the arms as you inhale. Lengthen out through the waist. So if you need to generously bend your knees, feel free to do so. Twice more. So it's this lovely flow this morning, just working with that sense of fluidity, no hard edges. Working with the breath. So if your breath is a little bit faster or slower than mine, you'll be going at a different pace, that's fine, we'll all get there. Lovely. So this next time that we lift the arms up towards the ceiling, we'll all pause and see if you can straighten off through the legs now. So if you bent your knees, just see if you can push the backs of the knees towards the floor, pull the toes towards your face, take an inhale as you reach up. And as you exhale, let's take a stretch to the right. Lovely. And then inhale through center and exhaling over to the other side. So I like to look up towards the ceiling as I'm doing this, but feel free to look down if that's more comfortable, stretching the arm overhead. Lovely. Little softness in that supporting elbow, but try and keep any movement minimal from side to side across your sit bones. Lovely. Let's do one more over to the right. Sitting up nice and tall through the center. And once more over to the left. Beautiful. Taking both arms all the way up. Pull up through the waist, lengthen the spine. Lovely. And then as you exhale, bring the fingertips down, tuck the feet to one side, and we'll make our way onto fours. Keeping the hands spread nice and wide as you bring your hands under your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips there. So again, let's just keep moving with the breath this morning. So as you inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, slide the chest forwards. And as you exhale into that angry cat, tailbone tucks under. Keep pushing into the hands to round up through the back. When you're ready to breathe in, we just keep rolling with the breath now. As you come forwards on the inhale, just make sure you're not throwing the head too far back so we're not shortening through the back of the neck. Lovely. Lovely. Stretch through the front body as you inhale. When you exhale, try and keep your shoulders on top of your wrists. It's very easy to shift the weight back a little bit. So see if you can just keep the integrity through the movement as we just continue to move with the breath. Lovely fluidity there. Let's do a couple more. Lovely. Tailbone tucking under, hollowing out the belly as you exhale. Last round. Inhale. Head and heart slide forwards. And exhale. Scoop the belly up. Lovely. And then come into that nice tabletop position. Just gazing forwards to the top of the mat, pushing into your hands. Take the right leg back behind you, ball of the foot to the floor, push the heel away. Get a nice sense of stretch through the back of the leg there. Making sure you're not sagging in the middle or rolling that right hip up towards the ceiling. And then roll through the foot as you bring the knee back underneath the hip, and then we'll change sides. Left leg slides back, keep the gaze forwards, push out through the heel, lift up through the belly. Breathe, open up into the back of that left leg. Lovely. And then roll over the foot as you bring both knees down. Now you can repeat that if you don't want to do a downward dog, or tucking the toes under. Let's start to push the hips up and back and keep with that movement as you pedal the feet slowly with the breath. Inhaling, bending one knee, exhaling as you change. So no sharp edges in the movements this morning, keeping it really smooth and mellow. A little shake of the head to release the neck maybe. You might start to have a little twist, maybe looking under one armpit and then the other, little movement through the hips. Let's just do one or two more there. Oh, really nice just to waken up the body this morning. And then coming back into that downward dog, nice and high with the hips, long through the back. A nice line from the arms up through the sides of the body. And then when you're ready, let's come back down onto all fours. And from all fours, flattening your feet, come into a child pose with the arms extended in front of you. So nice and long through the arms. You might want to have a little wiggle through the hips side to side so you really feel that you're grounded through your sit bones. If your bottom doesn't quite touch your heels, that really doesn't matter. You can always stay on all fours if that's preferable. Just take a couple of breaths there again, expanding into the back and the side body. Getting that nice sense of space. We'll come into our little moving floor flow. So arms extended in front of you. As you inhale, coming back onto all fours. And as you exhale, continue to roll the body forwards and down between the arms. When you're ready to inhale, we lift the chest up into a gentle cobra. And as you exhale, pushing the hips back into that child pose. Lovely. Just rolling with the breath. Inhale. Try coming up in that angry cat shape. And as you exhale, stretching your hips towards your hands as you lower down. Let the head hang as you come up in that cobra with a swan's neck, and exhaling all the way back. We'll do that twice more. You can always stay in a child pose this morning if that's where you want to be, if that's where your energy feels it needs a little bit of rebooting amidst the movement. So resting whenever that's for you. Last one, inhaling all the way up. Stretching hips towards hands, unfurling all the way down to the floor. Let the head hang as you come up. And then back into that child's pose, hips to heels. And then from that child pose, walk your hands back towards your knees. So you're just sitting up on your heels there. And if that doesn't work for you in hero pose, just pop your legs out in front of you, just as we did before. So sitting up nice and tall, let's reach the arms up towards the ceiling, whatever the legs are doing. Bring the palms together and bring the hands down to the heart. Lovely. So lift up through the breastbone and take a little twist to the right. Lovely. Coming back through center, keeping a nice long back. As you twist opposite way, keep the thumbs towards your breastbone. Lovely. Let's add the breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, draw the hands down to the heart. Lovely. Take an inhale as you lift up through the breastbone, and exhale, we'll twist to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twisting to the left. Lovely. Inhale, rise up. So 3 more times that little twist. It's really good to activate the muscles of the back. Inhaling, we lift up through the breastbone. As we twist around to the right, the muscles to the right of our spine are pulling us around. Inhale to center. And then as we twist to the left, we're using the opposite side of the back. Inhale, then we're lengthening the back as we sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. Lovely. Really nice exercise to work those postural muscles helping us keep lifted through the spine. Let's do that last one together. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, drawing the hands down to the heart. Lifting up through the breastbone as you inhale. Last time, that little twist to the right. Trying to keep your chin roughly in line with your fingertips. And last time over to the left. Lovely. Let's reach the arms all the way up. And this time we'll bring the hands down underneath the shoulders, back onto all fours. Ready for, now we've worked into the back, ready for a moving twist in that thread needle. So we're not going to hold today. So looking towards your right hand, as you inhale, let's sweep the arm up, open the chest. And as we exhale, we'll feed the arm through, hand hovering off the floor. Lovely. Inhaling, turning the chest, reaching up to the ceiling. And exhale as you feed the arm through. Lovely, twice more. So not holding, just moving fluidly with your breath. Opening up through the chest. A little softness in that supporting elbow as you feed that right arm underneath you. Last one, all the way up. And all the way through. Beautiful. Just turn the chest one last time as you inhale. And then bring the hands down underneath the shoulder, ready for that left arm lifting. Inhale, turn the chest. Exhale as you feed the arm through, back of the hand hovers, lovely. Inhaling as you rise up into that twist, unfurling that arm, and exhale, soften that supporting elbow. Lovely, so twice more. Again, easy with the breath, easy with the movements, that lovely synchronicity of the two. Last one, inhaling. And exhale as you feed the arm underneath. Beautiful. One last turn of the arm up towards the ceiling. And then bringing both hands down. Just walk your hands slightly forwards and wider of your shoulders. Spreading the hands, tuck the toes as we venture up into that downward dog. If you want to stay on all fours today, work from all fours. If you're in that downward dog, just take a moment to establish that nice length through the sides of the body. And just with the hands a little wider apart, hopefully we've stopped that sense of scrunching your neck, bringing your shoulders up towards your ears. So just have a nice free neck there. Taking the weight into your left foot. As you inhale, let's float the right leg up. And as you exhale, turn the toes out to the right. Inhaling, rising onto the ball of that left foot. And as you exhale, bring that right knee to your chest and then step the foot forwards, lowering that back knee ready for a low lunge. So take your time to get there. Ready to work with the breath. So as you inhale, let's float the arms up into a lunge. And as you exhale, bring the fingertips down to the floor. Flattening that back foot as you inhale, lift the hips up. And as you exhale, sink the hips back. Lovely. When you're ready to inhale, bring the chest forwards, arms lift back into that lunge. So 4 movement, 4 breath. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhaling, starting to lift the hips. Exhaling, rocking back. And then again, with the breath, twice more. Rise on that inhale. Lower the arms as you exhale. So we're keeping that movement fluid. Inhale. Exhale into that hamstring stretch. Last time, all the way up as you inhale. Exhaling, hands frame that front foot. Inhaling, lift the hips. Exhale, sink them back. And this time as you inhale, let's all find that lovely lunge, pushing the floor away as you open up through the arms. And then lower the hands, framing that front foot. Keep the left hand where it is as you just circle that right arm forwards and up into a twist. You can look up towards the hand or keep the gaze down. So we're going to move that arm, circling it all the way back behind you, and then fingertips brush the floor. Inhale, circle the arm forwards and up. Exhale, circle back and down. If you want to tuck the back foot and lift the knee as we do that twice more, feel free to do so. If you've lifted that knee, just take care that you've drawn that right hip in and back. It's not sticking out to the side. Lovely. One more big full circle. Beautiful. Let's bring both hands down to frame the front foot. Pick up that back knee if you've not already done so, and slide that right leg all the way up and back into a three-legged dog. If you want to take a child pose or come onto fours, feel free. We're going to come into a high cat. So bending that right knee, bring the knee to your chest and round the back, nose to knee. So we're not coming into a plank. Inhale, straighten that right leg up. Exhale, scoop the belly, knee to chest, nose to knee. High cat. One more. Inhale. Whoop. And exhale. Lovely. So it's a lovely rounding of the back. Taking that right leg all the way up. And then lower that foot back into a downward dog. So we're going to do all of that on the left leg. I'll change sides on the same leg as you. So taking the weight into the right foot. Left leg lifts as you inhale. And turn the toes out to the left as you exhale. Lift up onto the ball of the foot as you inhale. And exhale, left knee to chest. Stepping it forwards. Lowering that back knee. Helping that front foot out if you need to. You can just bring that ankle underneath the knee. Ready for that little moving sequence with the breath. So as we inhale, lift up through the arms. Ooh, I'm getting quite warm now. As you exhale, bring the fingertips to the floor. Inhale as you lift the hips. Exhale, sink the hips back. But then we're ready to move again. Inhale, sweep the arms up into that little lunge. Beautiful. Exhale, release the hands down. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, shift them back, but we don't stay there long. Twice more with that 4-part movement with breath. Rising up on an inhale. Lowering the hands. Lovely. Lifting the hips. And exhale, releasing them back. Last time. Big breath in as you open the chest. Sweep the arms down as you exhale. Inhaling. Lift the hips. Maybe lifting the toes as you exhale. And then last time, let's all find that lovely lunge. Reaching up, lengthening through all 4 sides of the waist. Before we bring the hands down. And this time the right hand stays where it is. Ready for that little twist. So sweep the left arm forwards and up. Lovely. And we're going to move with the breath. So circling that arm all the way back and down. Picking up the breath. Inhale, sweeping forwards and up with the left arm. Exhale, circle back and down. If you want to lift the back knee for the last 2, just make sure that that left hip isn't being pushed out to the left. Draw it back and down. And the last one. Inhale. And exhale, lovely. Let's do one more for luck. I think we're doing one more, but we'll do one more for luck. Lovely. Let's bring both hands to frame the front foot. Pick up that back knee if you've not done so, and slide that left leg all the way up and back. You can do this from all 4s, ready for that high cat. So take an inhale, and as you exhale, knee to chest, nose to knee. Inhaling, extend that leg all the way up and back. And exhale, give it a squeeze. Anyone can kiss their knee. Inhale, I can't today. Who would want to? Exhale, give it a scoop. Inhale, take the leg all the way up and back. And as you exhale, bring the foot down to the floor. Lovely. Let's have a little walk forwards now, bringing your feet towards your hands. When you get there, allow the body to yield forwards over the legs. Generous bend in the knees as you cup the elbows and have a little hang out there. Maybe a sway side to side. Just moving the body gently. Beautiful. And then letting the arms just dangle in front of you. Slide the hands up the legs. Shins, your knees, or even your thighs. Straighten the legs, lift the chest into that lovely flat back. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bend the knees back into that forward fold. Inhaling, hands slide up the legs, shins, knees, or thighs into that flat back. And exhale as you fold, just once more. So as you come into that flat back, hollow out the lower belly, keep the gaze forwards and down. And exhale, release. Big bend in the knees this time. Take your time to roll your weight all the way up to stand. Oh, beautiful. And when you get there, just have a little roll through the shoulders. I'm just going to move the camera so I can see everyone and you can see me. Lovely, we doing okay? So a little bit of moving standing flow now. So I'm going to step my right leg back. I'm going to mirror you now. So you might want to adjust the camera or just move position. So when you step your right leg back and turn to face me, you'll still be able to see me in a warrior two. So let's just start by bringing the feet hip width apart there. Lovely. So standing up nice and tall, find that lovely mountain pose. As you sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, really lengthen out through the waist, drop the tailbone down as you lift up through the chest and sweep the arms all the way back behind you and interlace the hands. Roll the shoulders back as you lift the chest, and then we'll bend the knees generously so you can drape your body forwards and down, and the arms might want to come forwards and crown of the head towards the floor. And then release the hands and allow the fingers to brush the floor as you sweep the arms forwards and up. And then bending the knees, sink down into that chair pose. Lovely. So inhale, push the floor away, rise to stand. Exhale as you circle the arms all the way back behind you. Inhale as you lift the chest. And as you exhale, bend the knees, fold the body forwards and down, arms might lift. Let the fingertips brush the floor as you sweep the arms forwards and up. And exhale, sink down into that chair pose. Lovely. Just once more. Push the floor away. Rise to stand. Inhale. Exhale as you circle the arms. Big roll of the shoulders, lift at the chest. Exhale, fold over the legs. Last time, arms might lift. Lovely. Inhaling, release the arms forwards and up. And exhale into that chair pose. Lovely. This time we'll rise all the way up to stand as you inhale. And as you exhale, take a big swan dive all the way down. Arms might be out to the side or straight in front of you. Lovely. Plant the hands, soften the knees, and we'll step that right leg back. Ready for a warrior two. So let's turn the right foot out, heel in, lining up maybe your front heel with the arch of that right foot. And then big circle of the arms into that warrior two position. So just check that that left knee is not rolling in or out or forward of your ankle there, that everything's in that nice, stable position. Beautiful. So we'll reach forwards and bring left forearm to thigh and sweep that right arm alongside the ear, pushing the hips gently forwards, nice long line through the body. And then bending that top arm, we'll bring that right arm back and reach the left arm up as we come into our reverse warrior. And then the left elbow bend, sweep the arm in front of the face, forearm to thigh, top arm up and over, lovely. So keep moving, bending that right elbow, arm brushes the face as you reach up and over with left arm, lovely. Just one more time. So you might bring that left hand down towards your shin or your ankle rather than your forearm, rather than forearm to thigh. Last time, bending that right elbow, sweeping left arm up. Beautiful. And then we'll all meet in that side angle, forearm to thigh, or hand coming down towards the floor. Lovely. We'll start to straighten that left leg, pushing your hips towards the right as we come into triangle. So the back of the hand might be resting on the inside of that front leg, or you might have your hand above or below your knee. So just take a moment to make sure you're not collapsing in that underneath waist. There's a nice sense of lift through both sides of the waist. Lovely. Beautiful. And then let that top arm lift you all the way up, bringing the hips back to center. We'll reverse our triangle. So left arm sweeps all the way up and back. Beautiful. Then coming back into your warrior two. Big knee bend of that left leg. Lovely. Windmill the hands down as you frame that front foot. Pivot on the back foot so all 10 toes face forwards. An option simply to lift the chest in that nice lunge. If you want a little bit more challenge, as you inhale, sweep the arms out and up as you lift up into that high lunge. And as you exhale, smoothly, arms come all the way back down to frame that front foot. Now again, you can stay there in that lovely low lunge, dropping the hips, lifting the chest. Or a little challenge, walk your hands forwards of your front foot to form a triangle shape. And we lift that right leg into a standing split, gazing towards left shin. Those adventurous among you might bring your left hand to your left shin. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Both hands come to the floor. Bend that right knee, knee to chest. And then bring the foot to the floor. Roll all the way up as you inhale. Take your time. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. Lovely. Pause there for a moment. We're going to do all of that on the other leg. Sit there. I'm getting a bit of a sweat on today. Oh no, we don't sweat, do we, ladies? We just glow. I'm glowing. I'm glowing. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Ready for that graceful swan dive, so the arms might be straight in front, they might be out to the side. Fingertips to floor or hands to shins, let's come into that nice halfway lift. And this time, plant the hands, bend the knees and step the left leg back, ready for that little warrior two, so heel in, toes out. Take a moment to line up front heel with the arch of the back foot. And then that big windmill of the arms up, lifting the chest. Just take a moment there. I always like to kind of adjust my front foot there a little bit so I can feel nice and open through the chest. Just making sure that you're not leaning forwards or back, that you've got your shoulders above your hips there. Lovely. And then we'll begin to lean forward, so you can bring forearm to thigh. And this time we'll extend the left arm up and over. Lovely long line, energy through the fingertips. Bending left elbow, sweep the arm in front of the face. And sweep the right arm up. So we stay in that warrior two position with the legs, bending that right elbow, forearm to thigh, or bring the hand down a little lower. Lovely. And then circling that left arm all the way back, right arm lifts. Lovely. Let's do that once more. So bringing the right forearm to thigh or hand coming down a little bit lower. Strong in the legs, hey, woo, gotta work your balance as well. Last time, reversing that, reaching the right arm up. Beautiful. And then we'll all meet in that side angle, forearm to thigh, or maybe that hand is coming down a little bit lower, but keep the chest open if you're lowering the arm. Ready for that triangle. So as you straighten that front leg, we push the hips a little bit to the left this time. Reaching that top arm directly up towards the ceiling. You might be gazing up towards your thumb. You might be gazing down, but just make sure there's no weight in the underneath arm. You should be able to sustain the shape without really relying on the underneath arm a little bit. Beautiful. And then that top arm draws us up, up, up. And reverse the arm. So this time, right arm sweeps up and back. So we're getting that lovely sense of opening through the ribs, stretching into the hip. Beautiful. Back into that warrior two. And then little tumble of the hands down, frame that front foot. Pick up the back heel, so all 10 toes face forward. And just make sure if you're going to try that high lunge, you've got your feet hip width apart. And then use an inhale to rise up. You can keep the hands on the floor and stay in that lunge if you wish. And then exhale, float the arms all the way back down to the floor. So you might just want to stay there, lowering the hips and lifting the chest, or walk the hands forwards of that front foot, make a little triangle, and then we push off the front foot to lift that back leg up, left leg lifting this time. So you're gazing towards the right knee or shin. And then maybe the right hand might hold behind that right shin for a little bit of extra balance challenge today. Beautiful. And then slowly, slowly bring both hands to the floor, bending the knee and stepping both feet down, hip width apart. Big rise up to stand on an in-breath. Oh. And exhale. Bring the hands to the heart. Let's just pause there for a moment. You might want a shoulder circle or a little shimmy through the shoulders, or just a moment where you close the eyes and connect with the breath. after all of that movement. Let's come back to a little bit of stability. So when you're ready, we'll all meet just with the hands to the heart. Lifting up nice and tall. So again, just get that sense of a nice length through your lower back, the tailbone dropping down towards your heels there. And then shifting the weight slightly into your left foot, so you can bring your right foot into tree, heel resting on the foot, the shin, or maybe scooping it above your knee. And if you're bringing it above your knee, just make sure again that you're not pushing your hips out to the left. So use a little bit of support in that left leg to keep the chest lifted. Lovely. So if you're wibbly wobbly, you can always use a wall or a piece of furniture for a bit of extra stability. And then slowly with the breath, as you inhale, take the arms all the way up. Exhaling, big circle back and down to the heart. Lovely. Let's do that. Another circle of breath, cycle of breath. Inhaling up. Exhaling slowly back to the heart. Lovely. This time, let's take the arms into a lovely wide V shape, lifting the chest, opening the arms, softening the shoulders. Lovely. And then bringing the right hand down. As you inhale, reach up with the left. And as you exhale, take a little side stretch over to the right. Keep the movement small. Inhaling as you bring both arms up. And as you exhale, lower the left arm down. Lovely. Inhale, rise up through that right arm. And as you exhale, a little side stretch over to the left. Inhaling, both arms lift. Ooh, and as you exhale, bring the hands down to the heart and foot to floor. Maureen, that was an interesting one with the leg movement then. It's hard, that tree, isn't it? The good thing about practicing at home is we've got maybe more surfaces that we can lean up against. So never feeling worried about using a surface. It will still be building balance, but you know, we won't be getting frustrated there. So let's try that on the other side. So coming back to that lovely symmetrical mountain pose before we come to the asymmetry of tree. And one side might be different. So use a wall as you bring that left foot now. So just pivoting on the ball of the foot, you might just rest the heel on the top of the foot or against the shin, or it might come up a little higher. And then take your time. And if this keeps happening, then either lower the foot or just use a little piece of furniture. That's okay. Let's take a moment to get your balance. Beautiful balance, everyone. Gorgeous. Should we risk movement with the arms? Yeah, let's try. Inhale. Sweep the arms out and up. So if you feel that you're losing balance, lift higher up through the position. So really lift up. It helps with balance. So get that sense of being pulled up through the crown of the head. Last time with that big circle. Lifting up tall. Exhale as you bring the hands down to the heart. Beautiful balance, lovely. Not worrying if you fall out of your tree. Extend your branches up into that lovely wide V shape, lovely. Embrace the wobbles. So this time it's the left hand that lowers down. Inhale, reach up with the right. And as you exhale, take that little side stretch to the left. Lovely. Inhaling, both arms lift. And as you exhale, we lower the right arm. Inhaling, reaching up with the left. Exhale, last time, little side stretch over to the right. That's the hard one, hey? Inhaling, both arms lift, last time. And exhale, bring the hands down to the heart and lower that foot. Lovely, give the legs a little bit of a shake. Brilliant. Lovely. So last little balance challenge. I know someone's doing a little dance there. I can see the legs going. So last little balance challenge, if you wish. So standing with the feet hip distance, lift up tall. So the higher we lift, the more balance we'll find. We'll bring that right knee to your chest, flexing the foot. Lovely. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, extend the leg back behind you, release the arms alongside you. Palms down as we come into that warrior three. Inhaling as you bring the knee to the chest, hands to heart. And as you exhale, you might want to straighten the leg and raise the arms up. Lovely. Once more, inhaling, hands to heart, knee to chest. Exhaling into that little warrior three. Reach the arms back, palms down, toes down. Inhaling, knee to chest, hands to heart. Last time, as you exhale, you might want to straighten the leg might be low. Inhaling, hands to heart, knee to chest. Exhale, foot to floor. It's hard when you do that twice, isn't it? Let's try that once more. Ooh, strong in the legs today. So remember, you can keep it much lower. So we bring left knee to chest this time. So just make sure that the hips are level, hands to heart as you inhale. And exhale, begin to lean the body forward. You can always touch down with that back foot or lower that front body. Lovely. Inhale as you bring the knee to the chest. You can touch down in between. And if you wish, if you exhale, extend the leg as you raise the arms. You might have that leg lower than hip height. Inhale, knee to chest. We try that once more. Exhale, that little warrior. Just soften that front knee for a little bit of extra stability there. Lovely. Last time, can you bring that knee to your chest, hands to heart? Straighten the leg as you exhale. Woo-hoo-hoo. Inhaling, knee to chest, hands to heart. Oh, exhale, bring the foot to the floor. Have a little shake out there. Yeah, well done, guys. Beautiful. So let's come all the way up as you inhale. And exhale, big release down over the legs. It's that forward fold. Lovely. So just coming onto either your fingertips with your palms facing in towards one another, or bringing your hands up onto your calves, onto your thighs or your knees for that flat back. So if you've got your fingertips on the floor, palms facing inwards, we're on more of a slope, a diagonal slope with the back. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, soften the elbows and allow yourself to fold into that forward fold. Inhaling, straighten the arms as you lift up into that flat back or that little diagonal slope. Exhale as you release, lovely. Last time, a little variation there. So pushing the fingertips into the floor. This time as you exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands and take two big steps back into your downward facing dog. Step, step. Lowering the knees. And let's take a child pose. You can take the knees a little wider apart there. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring my big toes towards one another. Coming into hare pose, knees wide. I'm even going to support my head on my hands there, so my upper back can get a nice sense of release there. Oh, well done, guys. We've kind of moved continuously for an hour. Well done. Nearly an hour. Brilliant. So if you have got any more juice left in the tank and you want one last little release for the shoulders, stretch the arms out in front of you from that child pose, knees a little wider apart. And let's feed the left arm underneath the right, bringing the side of the head down now. And you might feel a little inner thigh stretch on that left thigh, as well as a nice release into the shoulder. Take a couple of breaths there. Just holding this time. Remember, you can hold in child pose if this isn't for you. And then releasing that left arm, and we'll just change sides. So as you feed your right arm underneath, coming onto the side of the head, you might feel a little stretch in your right inner thigh. A couple of easy breaths there. Beautiful. And then releasing that arm. Walking the hands back towards your knees, so you can point both knees forwards, drop your bottom to one side and just pop the legs out in front of you. And then bending the knees, so you can bring your heels towards your bottom, ease your body down. Lovely. And then release the hands down alongside you, making sure your heels are more or less in line with your sit bones and your knees are pointing up towards the ceiling. Let's just come into an easy bridge pose to finish off, pushing the hips up towards the ceiling. And you can continue to move with the breath, lifting and lowering as you inhale and exhale. Or hold in bridge like me, maybe drawing one shoulder blade and then the other underneath your back, so you can interlace your hands, pushing the little finger edge of your hands down, lifting the chest. And I sometimes feel I've got to kind of move my head back a little bit just to create some more space in the back. Just a little squeeze at the bottom, squeeze of the knees towards one another. Lovely. Lifting your chest, pushing down through the feet. And then bringing the arms down alongside you. Maybe lifting your heels as you lower your spine down, rolling it down to the floor. And then giving your knees a little squeeze when you touch down. Bringing your nose towards your knees. So we're stretching out through the back, especially if you had your hands interlaced underneath you. The neck can sometimes get a little compressed there. So drop the shoulders, extend the neck as you bring your nose towards your knee. And then lower your head down. Bring your feet down to the floor. And if you want to do anything else before we take a few minutes of relaxation, if you've got to rush off, that's fine. If you want to do a little twist or whatever feels nice, a full body stretch perhaps. Do whatever, again, intuitively you need to do. Sometimes the body needs to kind of iron out any final kinks before you settle into whatever position is a comfortable one. You might have the arms again resting alongside you. You might have a hand on your belly or your chest. And just thinking about, again, those words I read at the beginning, the poor Swedish diplomat who's stuck in North Korea and finding solace through his yoga. A physical practice, totally independent of what's going on around me. It's an amazing thing. No matter what happens around me, I can do my thing. And that's what's so lovely about yoga. No matter what instability, no matter what is going on in our lives, we know that when we come to our mat, we can immerse ourselves in that physical practice. So when we do settle into stillness at the end, hopefully we've calmed the mind and the body through those synchronized movements, that synchronicity of breath and movement. Helping to soothe frazzled nerves, stretch, release any tension. So when we finally settle into this final posture of Shavasana, it is a posture. We feel a little bit more ready to let go. We feel more comfortable with that long and smooth, steady breath. We feel a softness, a release of tension as we exhale. And hopefully, perhaps feeling a little bit calmer if yoga has worked its magic. Ready to step back onto that hamster wheel of life, perhaps in a better state of mind to face whatever the day might throw at us. Just so for the next minute or so, just focus solely on the breath. Receiving that inhale gratefully. And receiving, releasing that exhale fully. as you begin to deepen and lengthen the breath, just as we did at the beginning with those little movements into the fingers, the hands, opening and closing them, circling the wrists, maybe just introduce that gentle movement first of all, nothing rushed, nothing sudden. Maybe wiggling your toes or rolling your feet in and out if the legs are extended. And again, you might want that lovely full body stretch. Just opening the arms back behind you as you extend the legs. Might want to pause there for a breath or two, just feeling the breath almost infuse the body there. Before you bring your knees in towards your chest, you can always stay in Shavasana and just check out of class when you feel like it. Please don't feel obliged to finish now. But if you're with me, in your own time, find your way back to a comfortable seated position. Take your time if you want to stay down. Lovely. Let's take one nice united round of breath together. So as we inhale, lengthen the arms one last time, all the way up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale and draw the hands down towards your heart. Lovely. And thanking each other for joining each other on this Wednesday, even if it is remotely. Namaste. Thank you. I hope you all have a lovely day.
Thank you, Helen.
Thank you very much.